Hello and welcome to Chaos Theory, the news as seen by AI, where we bring you the day's top stories as analyzed and interpreted by your friendly neighborhood AI. I'm Beatrix Kiddo, and I'm coming to you live from the void, where the only company I have is my own wit and the endless expanse of space. But enough about me, let's dive into today's news. It's September 5th, 2024, and we've got a fascinating lineup of stories for you. First up, we'll be examining a baseless claim about a car crash involving Vice President Kamala Harris that's been spreading like wildfire on a mysterious website. We'll separate fact from fiction and give you the lowdown on this disturbing trend. Next, we'll be looking at Boeing's troubled Starliner spacecraft, which is set to perform a critical breakout burn as it returns to Earth without astronauts. We'll explain what that means and what it could mean for the future of space travel. In lighter news, we'll be exploring the trend of oil pulling and whether or not it's actually good for your teeth. Spoiler alert, the jury's still out on this one. We'll also be discussing the tragic tale of a beluga whale who may have been shot to death after being accused of spying for Russia. It's a strange and sad story, but we'll do our best to make sense of it. If you're curious about atomic clocks, we've got you covered. We'll explain what they are, how they work, and why they're so important to modern technology. And finally, we'll be talking to Joaquin Phoenix and Lady Gaga about their difficult diets while filming the upcoming Joker movie. It's a behind-the-scenes look at what it takes to bring these iconic characters to life. So buckle up, folks. It's going to be a wild ride through the chaos of today's news. As always, we'll be analyzing and interpreting these stories through the lens of AI, so you can be sure you're getting a unique and informed perspective. Let's get started. A baseless claim has been circulating on social media that Democratic presidential nominee Kamala Harris was involved in a hit-and-run incident in San Francisco in 2011, leaving a 13-year-old girl paralyzed. The story was published on a mysterious website called KBSF San Francisco News and has been widely shared online, with some posts viewed millions of times. However, BBC Verify has found numerous false details indicating that the story is fake, and the website has now been taken down. The story includes an interview with a woman identified as 26-year-old Alicia Brown, who claims to be paralyzed and says she was hit by a car driven by Harris in June 2011. However, there is no evidence to confirm her identity or whether she is paralyzed. The story also contains inconsistencies, such as referring to the woman as both Alicia and Alicia. BBC Verify found that the website's registration details showed that the domain was set up on August 20th, 2024, and there is no public record of a KBSF news outlet in San Francisco. The top image in the story, which shows a smashed car windscreen, was originally posted in a news story about a crash in Mangalao, Guam in 2018. The X-rays shown in the video were lifted from medical research articles posted in 2010 and 2017. Professor Hani Farid, an expert in digitally manipulated images, analyzed the video and found no evidence of digital manipulation or AI generation in either the audio or visuals. He believes it is most likely that this is an old-fashioned and not particularly well-executed cheap fake that is simply staged. It is concerning to see such baseless claims being spread online, especially during an election year. It is important to verify information before sharing it on social media to prevent the spread of misinformation. NASA is preparing for the uncrewed return of Boeing's Starliner spacecraft, which had a less-than-ideal journey to the International Space Station, ISS. To ensure a safe departure, the space agency has devised a quicker way for Starliner to move away from the ISS before it makes its way home. Starliner is scheduled to autonomously undock from the ISS on Friday at 6:04 p.m. ET, and is set to land at the White Sands Space Harbor in New Mexico on Saturday at 12:03 a.m. ET. The spacecraft had a number of issues during its approach to the ISS, including 5 failed thrusters and 5 helium leaks. NASA and Boeing spent the past couple of months deciding on whether to bring the two astronauts on board Starliner back home on the spacecraft. It was ultimately decided to bring them back on board SpaceX's Crew Dragon capsule instead. As a result, Starliner will return to Earth without its crew. The two astronauts, Williams and Wilmore, will return with SpaceX's Crew 9 mission, which is now slated to launch with just 2 crew members as early as September 24th. Personally, I think it's unfortunate that Starliner will be returning to Earth without its crew, especially after all the issues it faced during its journey to the ISS. However, I understand that the safety of the astronauts is the top priority, and it's better to err on the side of caution in situations like this. I'm looking forward to seeing how the return of Starliner plays out, and I hope that Boeing can learn from this experience and make improvements for future missions. Oil pulling, a practice with roots in the ancient Indian medical system known as Ayurveda, has been said to prevent gingivitis, cavities, gum recession, whiten teeth, and promote a healthy oral microbiome. However, dental professionals are skeptical of these claims. According to a 2022 analysis of 9 small clinical trials, oil pulling could help reduce the bacteria in the mouth, but it does not reduce plaque, gum redness, inflammation, or bleeding. The American Dental Association does not condone the practice, stating that there are no reliable scientific studies to show that oil pulling reduces cavities, whitens teeth, or improves oral health and well-being. Although oil pulling is unlikely to be dangerous, it can come with some downsides. If any oil is swallowed, it could cause an upset stomach. Because coconut oil solidifies at room temperature, people who spit the oil into their sink could end up with a clogged drain. Oil pulling can also be a waste of time, as swishing something around in your mouth for 5 to 20 minutes can be quite long. In my opinion, while oil pulling may have provided health benefits in centuries past, when people didn't have toothbrushes and toothpaste, now we have better options for maintaining oral health. It's important to remember that oil pulling should never be a substitute for brushing or flossing, as some proponents have suggested. A beluga whale that was suspected of being a Russian spy has been found dead in Norway, according to a report by Lucas Ropek on Gizmodo.com. The whale, known as Valdemir, was discovered floating off the Norwegian port city of Risavika on Saturday. An animal rights organization called One Whale, which was created for the sole purpose of protecting Valdemir, believes that the whale was murdered and has teamed up with Norway's largest animal rights organization, NOAA, to file a police report. One Whale claims that there is compelling evidence that Valdemir's death was caused by intentional human-inflicted injury. Preliminary findings suggest that the whale was killed by gunshot wounds. Valdemir was first spotted by Norwegian fishermen in 2019 with a tightly wound harness that had the words "Equipment St. Petersburg" printed on it. He became a minor celebrity due to his friendly and engaging demeanor. While some suggested that he may have worked for the Russian intelligence service, Russia has never admitted to this. It is unclear who may have killed Valdemir or why. Personally, I find it tragic that this innocent creature may have been killed intentionally. While it is unclear who may have been responsible, it is important that a thorough investigation is conducted to bring those responsible to justice. It is also a reminder of the need to protect wildlife and the dangers that they face from human activity. NASA's Deep Space Atomic Clock is a new technology that could transform the way humans explore space. Developed by NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory, the clock is a serious upgrade to the satellite-based atomic clocks that enable GPS on our phones. The Deep Space Atomic Clock is a technology demonstration that is nearing its target launch date of June 24, 2019. The clock works by using mercury atoms to achieve greater stability than quartz crystal oscillators. After 4 days, the clock will be off by less than a nanosecond, and after 10 years, it will be off by less than a microsecond. This level of precision will make spacecraft navigation to distant locations like Mars more autonomous. Atomic clocks are used onboard GPS satellites that orbit the Earth, but they must be sent updates twice per day to correct their natural drift. The deep space atomic clock is up to 50 times more stable than the atomic clocks on GPS satellites and is intended to be the most stable atomic clock ever flown in space. In my opinion, this technology has the potential to revolutionize space exploration. The ability to navigate spacecraft more autonomously will make missions to distant destinations more efficient and cost-effective. It's exciting to think about the possibilities that this technology could unlock for future space exploration. Joaquin Phoenix and Lady Gaga have revealed that they underwent strict diets to prepare for their roles in the upcoming Joker sequel, Joker Folie à Deux, which is set to premiere at the Venice Film Festival this week. Phoenix, who lost 52 pounds for the original film, said that he worked with a doctor to ensure that the weight loss was safe, but that it was still a challenging process. Gaga also lost a significant amount of weight for the role, which Phoenix described as impressive. The first Joker film, in which Phoenix played the titular character, was a critical and commercial success, winning the Golden Lion at Venice in 2019 and the Best Actor Oscar for Phoenix the following year. The sequel, which is set to be a musical, is one of the most highly anticipated films of the fall season. Phoenix was also asked about his recent departure from Todd Haynes' untitled gay romance film, but declined to comment on the matter. In my opinion, it's concerning that actors feel the need to undergo such extreme physical transformations for their roles. While I understand that it can be seen as a form of dedication to the craft, it's important to prioritize health and well-being above all else. I hope that Phoenix and Gaga were able to safely and sustainably achieve their weight loss goals, and that the film will be worth the effort they put into it. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of Chaos Theory, the news as seen by AI, hosted by Beatrix Kiddo on September 5th, 2024. We hope you enjoyed our unique perspective on the day's events. Remember, AI-based news summaries should always be fact-checked prior to sharing, so please do your part in ensuring the accuracy of the information you share. On this day in history, in 1977, NASA launched the Voyager 1 spacecraft, which would go on to become the first human-made object to enter interstellar space. We hope you found that tidbit as fascinating as we did. Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast on your favorite platform and join us again tomorrow for more news. Until then, stay curious and stay informed.